Hey, Steve. Boy, have we got an interesting one today. If you're burnt out, if you're sad, if you're, I don't know, lonely,
Yep.
you've come to the Steve and Steve show.
Yep. So you want to watch this one, especially if you are dealing or expressing some burnout with your work or with your being home and experiencing cabin fever. We've got some tips for you. So stay
And
tuned.
that tree behind me is straight from the jungles of the Amazon. Yeah,
It walked there.
so it did. Come join us on this show. Beautiful. Well, hello, Steve.
Hey, Steve, how are you?
I'm just doing really well. It's the sun is dropping here in Lima, Peru, and it's beautiful as the colors are starting to fall over the city, and the smog is lit. Oh no, the fog is lifting. So,
Yeah. Good.
welcome to the Steve and Steve Show. I'm Steve Wastenberg.
And I'm Steve Walsh.
Gosh darn, we're happy you're here.
Yep. Thanks
No,
for
I'm happy you're here, Steve.
Oh, thanks, Steve.
Yeah.
Well, I wish
Especially happy.
I wish I was there in Peru. So,
Yeah, it's pretty darn cool. That's for sure.
yeah.
Gotta
So
love this.
thank you for the audience for finding us and hitting play. Make sure you hit that subscribe button so that you get notified. Well, you have to hit the notification button, but it certainly would help us out for more subscribership. And if you certainly enjoy or like the topics that we have and are getting something out of it, then definitely you want to subscribe so you can see the future topics and videos that we
Absolutely. And Steve, for our drink today, I don't know what you have, but I'm trying to like get to lose the weight and things like that. So I don't know if you can see it, but this is a little Coronita. This is like the smallest beer I've ever drunk in my life.
It is a small bottle.
It is. It's in those little tiny bottles, It's like, why even drink this? It's so small.
But it's not a Corona Light.
No, it's not light. But it's light because it's like, I don't know, a third of the amount of beer. What do you got?
I have bubbly.
Look at you, bubbly.
Carbonated water.
You know what? This tastes about the same. Carbonated water. Okay, what's our topic today?
So our topic is around more around career aspects.
Okay.
So,
Jobs.
Yeah.
Go out and get a job, right? Is that what you're saying?
It could be corporate. No, you don't need to do that. But
not going to get a job.
Well, it's going to be focused around corporate world, but I think it could be other aspects of people's lives, especially with this COVID virus stuff that we've got going on, and it's burnout. That's the topic.
Burnout.
Yeah. So I would imagine.
What a great topic.
Imagine that, in a skewed way of burnout could also be cabin fever, right?
Without a doubt. Kind of bring that out a little further, Steve. Come out and say some more about that. Cabin fever, especially in this day and age with this virus that we have going on.
Yeah, cabin fever, right? Just getting, you're just locked up. You got to get out. So
feel like when you're in cabin fever. I mean, I don't know about you, but I don't like being claustrophobic, for example.
Well, I don't know about claustrophobic, but you just get tired of being in one building all the time, right? So if you think about it, we're in the United States. I know there in sunny Lima, you've got a short sleeve shirt and enjoying the heat.
It is hot.
But up here in the United States, we have like unprecedented cold temperatures.
Really? Yeah. All across the United States?
All across, all the way down to...
Oh, gosh darn it. That must be that climate. That must be that climate change, the CO2 gases.
Warm, was it climate? Was it warm?
Oh, no, it's warmer, man. It's got to be warmer. But see, when it gets warmer like that, what happens is it gets colder. Yes. No, that's what happens.
Yes. Yeah.
It gets warmer and warmer, which makes it colder. Science.
Something about pressure.
Something there, it's just the science. But your point is that's like, that gives you cabin fever. You can't get out. It's freezing cold outside, right?
Right. It makes it worse.
Go be on Mars.
Yeah, because you don't want. There's things you could do outside, but for most people, they're not. They're not like, especially the folks down in Texas. They're just not equipped to be outside when it's cold.
It's a shame. It's a shame what's happening down there. Okay, so turning that into your job or your career.
Yeah, let's talk about that. I think
you're going somewhere with that.
So the burnout, right? And I think it's a feeling, right? People are just they get to kind of like a funky state where maybe work is just work, and there's just no, like the hope has kind of dwindled away. The new stuff has kind of dwindled away. It's same old routines.
You get up, you go in, you do it, you get done, you turn around, you go home, you get up, you go in, do it. I know what you mean. Absolutely. I wonder if anybody else has felt that kind of thing.
Yeah, that's good. So if you've experienced burnout, I'm sure you have, hit the like button or make a comment and let you're here. You're feeling the pain that most people feel.
So, Steve, is there something beyond burnout? I'm probably going to answer my own question. I usually do when I ask them. But like, is there even something like further than burnout where it's almost like panic? Like, like you're in like that claustrophobia. Like, I gotta get out of this. I don't know about you, but growing up, did you ever have a big brother or a big cousin or somebody that like put you into a sleeping bag and kind of like, or a dad that closed the thing and like kind of held you in there until you started like really freaking panicking?
It didn't take long. I'm the youngest, right? So I have big brothers.
Yeah. So it doesn't take long, right? It doesn't take long.
No, I had my oldest brother. He put me in this with his legs, like a neck block with his legs, right? So just you can't arms trying to pry open legs, you just can't compete. So. Okay,
so on the one hand, people are like kind of, I'm just tired of this job. I can't, it's just the same old, or this career is just not exciting. It's not taking me anywhere. But the next level of that is kind of like being in that leg lock, where it's to the point where I cannot do this anymore. This is driving me insane. And you get that kind of claustrophobia. I wonder, have you had that feeling in your job ever? Careful to answer that question. What did I say?
Yeah, I think we all kind of get to a point where we're, maybe we got to take a day off, or we got to. I don't think I've got to the point where
it's a full-on headlock.
Yeah, I don't think it was like fighting for air type of thing. I don't think I ever reached that level, but there certainly were just kind of like, man, what am I doing here? Right.
Yeah.
What's the fight for? Right. And that's that's the topic that I wanted to see. I think we kind of illustrated what that looks like.
Yeah.
What is that? I mean, you've experienced, I'm sure, in a few of your jobs that you've had. What are some of the techniques that you've done, or maybe what did you do to kind of get through that phase? Because they do come in phases, right?
Yeah. So I can say this, that there is a characteristic of working for somebody else that really contributes to that burnout, claustrophobic kind of trapped feeling that is very different if you have your own company or you're doing your own gig. Now, it may be that you're burnt on what you're doing and it's your own thing and you can feel trapped, but there is this kind of liberation in there because you're not pointing at anybody else, you're pointing at yourself typically. There's this kind of responsibility that goes in there with it. Mm-hmm. And so if you're getting really, really burnt and bored, usually you can make a change in your business to alleviate some of that. Whereas when you're working for somebody else, that can often be you're not in control of it, you know. So I would say that I've been in both positions, and right now I'm in a position where it really is completely my own gig, and the liberation of having your own thing is far and above easier to get out of that kind of burnout. And in fact, I would even say that the burnout is not burnout. It might be boredom. You might get more towards a boredom or something, but the burnout or that feeling of being trapped, I didn't have in my own company, and certainly don't have now in what I'm doing. And so one of the answers, of course, is get your own gig going. I think that is definitely
that's a big leap.
Yes, it is something that everybody can do. And what are we doing this show for?
That's right. Well, no, I don't disagree with you, but if you think about like general audience, right? Not everybody's going to take that big leap.
Take the big leap, general audience. Everybody out there, find your passion. Go back and listen to that interview that we did with my sister Lynn, right? Where she had 17 businesses, and she just kept making bits. She found something that she liked to do and figured out a way to make money at it and turn it into a business. That girl is free. I mean, you know, if she starts to get burned out, she finds something else she likes to do and turns it into how to make some money from it. That's like such a recipe for, in fact, I think we could just end the video now and say, go listen to that video and that's how you burn out. No, I'm kidding. But
well, I think
it's little tiny.
Yeah, it has a punch, doesn't it? That little bottle.
Oh, it's really. Yeah, no, it doesn't.
Well, I was thinking more along some things that people can do, right? So
okay. Let's hear the real.
I think you know, perspective from an entrepreneurial standpoint, I think that's a real possibility for many. But for many that aren't, you know, owning their own business is not something that they want to do, but they want to be part of it.
Okay. Yeah.
So I think some things, right? They could go on vacation, take a vacation, get out of the office.
Perfect.
But not just, you know, certainly a 1 week vacation is not going to be enough to get out of that burnout funk. It might diffuse it, but I think within a few weeks, you're going to be back in the same place, right? A 2 week vacation where you can truly unplug and truly relax, that might have a longer term effect. I know there's statistics out that a good portion of the employees don't even take their full vacation, what's allocated to them.
Right.
So, and the whole reason that there's vacation time is to allow for that defusing and recharging, and the intent from the employers, why they like to make sure people get their vacation, is that they get someone, when they come back, they're recharged. Right.
You know, and a lot of the newer companies are actually building that in because they've recognized that they want to fight off that burnout by giving them a much longer vacation or opening it up to say, hey, get the work done and you take the time you need.
Right.
Take the time when you need it. You know, Europe, I think, has had for many, many years kind of a better mode of a better idea of what the vacation does, you know, because theirs is always 30 days.
Yeah.
Sometimes, you know, I don't think they get like 60 days a year.
Yeah, they get something like that. They get a lot. Add in the holidays and then their vacation time. Yeah, they're up in the 50, 60 time period. So definitely a lot. So what
Okay, so vacation's a good one. What
vacation.
else?
So one of the practices that we liked, that we've talked about, actually, I think we did a show on attitude of gratitude.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so that's a technique, right? Is looking for the positive, the things to be thankful for in your day-to-day work.
Yeah.
And focus on those versus the mundane or the irritants that maybe someone else is applying to your position.
Absolutely. I think that's right. And you're exactly right. We did one with I think we had a little blue pebble crystal that you put in your pocket to remind you. So when you put your hand in your pocket, you'd remember, what am I grateful for today? And kind of training your mind to get that attitude of gratitude can totally change your mood, which then changes your personality, which changes in the end your character.
Yep. So, and then the one that I think you're going to like, this time of the year, we have, we just
drinking.
No.
Oh, no. Okay.
That we just started, for the Christians and the Catholics, we started Lent.
Oh, great. Well, you called me out on that one, didn't you?
Well, I don't know
I did not give up alcohol.
I don't know if you're fasting from alcohol. So
I was not. I'm not.
And it is a small amount, the whole idea.
It is. Fasting isn't only stopping it; it's also making it very, very small.
Right. But I think having a good, strong spiritual life, right, and digging into that a little bit more when you get into burnout state can help you shake that off. So.
Going into the well, going into is the scene of the woman at the well where she going in and pulling out her water every single day at noontime. And, Jesus comes along and said, hey, let me give you some water that you'll never be thirsty from. So that idea of a rejuvenation that isn't, that creates kind of a spring in yourself as opposed to always having to go back to the well for it. And everybody needs to find a deep spiritual well.
Yeah. And techniques around that, you and I practice the holy hour in the morning where we do meditation and prayer. But I think a lot of people, if they're not, if their spiritual life is not strong, but they want to get started, I think they could start in a meditation piece, doing 5 minutes and building that up to 20 to 30 minutes and really, really work on getting themselves centered and grounded for the day, and they do it in the morning, then that sets up their day for that. And then they could really, during that meditation, that's when they can really focus in on what they're grateful for.
Yep. No, that's absolutely true. And besides, you can't drink in the morning.
Well, maybe you can. Maybe that's a man-written rule.
Yeah. Well, is there anything else?
There's probably a club for.
I think it begins with a couple of A's or something.
Yes. Yeah. Yes. So that's kind of. There's multiple techniques, right, that we could do, and I think those are some easy stuff that people can do and get.
Well, what about exercise? Yeah. Really building the physical side of it, because, let's face it, you do the kinds of exercises, even a walk or something that throws endorphins into your body, and it really does change the chemistry and can give you a complete change of mental state.
Yeah.
So I know I experienced that. I'm sure you have. Don't you say when you do your runs, you really get.
Yes. Definitely the runs, if the short runs will break up the day, right? So it gives that break. But my longer runs, and I'm talking like 5 miles plus, I'll go into a meditative state running at that level. So that's cool. So, yeah.
And that definitely, you get done with that and you're on a high of sorts.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep. So the other thing is if music, right? people
absolutely
not runners, or if they're not into doing the outdoor, crank up some music. Now I certainly wouldn't put, some of that stuff that focuses around evil or death on, but some uptick party type music would definitely get you going.
Or even some really good classical music.
Yeah.
Like Rachmaninoff or Bach, Stravinsky. Nah, not Stravinsky. He's kind of, that doesn't make you happy. Sorry, whoever likes Stravinsky.
Yeah.
Mozart.
There you go. Tony, any other ideas around that?
Well, we live in Colorado, so not that. So not that one. Travel. I mean, you said vacation.
That would be like the vacation, right? Yeah. So
I guess sometimes, I think that there is a vacation where someone might just go and kind of veg out. And then there is a kind of a travel where you go and you're very engaged because you're learning about the culture or about the place that you're going, and you're seeing and you're expanding your mind. So that kind of travel that really expands your mind tends, I think, to last longer as a means of getting you out of that funk than just flat out going out and laying on a beach and, vegetating. That's personal. But I'm sure I'm right about that.
Yeah. The idea would be to break away, right? Take a mental break on that.
And Steve, I mean, there's the elephant in the room here is really you and I sitting here and talking. This Steve and Steve show is a wonderful way of breaking up the monotony of your day.
That's right.
And
there's over 50 episodes.
That's right. You could. I'll tell you what. You listen to this show, and you'll be a better person. You'll be out of. Well, the sun's going down here. Maybe we have to end this one.
Yeah.
No, but honestly, this is reading a really good book.
Yep.
Or a really good series.
Yep.
Going on a date with your wife or your husband.
Yeah.
And spending some really good quality time. I mean, we could go on.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. So, well, I think there's a lot there. And I think if you're watching this and you're screaming at your screen right now saying, you guys need to say this, put it in the comments, because that'll help us too. Help us and help everybody else. And don't be afraid.
Right.
Step out of your comfort zone and put a comment.
Please do. Please do. All right, Steve. Well, this has been great. Better wrap it up. As you can tell, I'm fading away like a ghost.
You are. I think
the light starts to go.
You're getting close to your curfew down there. So
yeah, and I can see the police right down the low. They want me to stop talking. So here, should I show you what the sun? Should I show you what the sunset looks like?
Sure, you do that, or you're getting that. I'll thank our audience. So if you guys are appreciative of what we're doing, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Certainly hit like, add a comment, and tell your friends and families about us. And once again, thank you for watching us. The sunset's not quite coming.
Lima, you are now famous on the Steve and Steve show. Not much of a sunset, but it's happening.
Well, you can see the
all right.
Light sitting.
Well, cheers, Steve.
All right, Steve, enjoy your weekend and your time down in Lima this week.
All right, will do.
All right. Cheers.
Cheers, everybody.